So what led to Franklin's Saint downfall? Let's get into it.
I honestly say it's a lot of things, but my main argument would be it's the very own people he started the business with, his family. Now this video isn't going after Franklin's character, it's simply my explanation of why I think Franklin's business failed and why it led down the path it did. So like any business, big or small, you're going to face challenges, and there's always going to be outside sources you can't avoid, but inside sources is something, if not prevented early, can deeply affect your business in the long run. One of the first things was Kevin. Kevin's cousin Delroy and his partner Victor was selling drugs in Pico Union, which is a Hispanic turf within the show. During him selling the product, him and his partner Victor was murdered and castrated to send a message. This deeply affected Kevin, and rightfully so. I mean, it's his family, and Franklin not immediately getting revenge for him, it just made Kevin even more angry and impatient as Franklin was doing other things. You kept seeing within the show, Kevin kept asking and being persistent, but he had enough of waiting around. When Lucien also met with Franklin and the crew to learn about how Franklin makes his rock. Shortly after, Lucia cuts a deal with Kevin to learn the rock in exchange and giving him the identity of the person who killed his cousin. This action led to Franklin accidentally killing Kevin so he wouldn't start a war with the Hispanics. This was an unnecessary conflict that could have been avoided. I understand both sides, but Kevin should have thought more about the aftermath rather than be so quick to potentially put his life and others in danger. And that whole ordeal was the reason Franklin ended up in jail for being seen shooting Kevin by the DA agent. Now Leon is one of my favorite characters now, but in the earlier seasons he was very hot-headed and it always led to his emotions getting the best of him, and he was really just as reckless as Kevin. His demeanor was that of a gangbanger. When he was rolling with Fatback, he was shooting light poles out with Uzis, getting in shootouts, and even killed Scully's daughter. But before all that, Leon met Wanda, which was a friend of Mel's, and once he kept trying to get Wanda in their business, Franklin eventually allowed it, and now Wanda was now part of the crew. Soon after, Wanda became using the same drug that they were producing and left them and the product to another distributor by the name of Manboy, who was at first their competitor. And now I understand Wanda was a drug addict and not in her right mind, but this again was another reason Franklin's business had a lot of loose ends and problems coming from the inside. Then going back to Leon, when he shot Scully's daughter, people wanted to see him dead and the police were after him. Even Louis wanted to give Leon up to protect Franklin's business. Another reckless action that could have been the end of everything that had going on just because of actions of people Franklin trusted. Now I don't have too much to say about Jerome. Anything that he helped do that was reckless was really just more of him following someone else and never really acting on his own accord, so I'll just move on to Louis. Louis was just as greedy as Franklin, but with her, she wanted to take everything and make it her to file building everything it took that Franklin already established. Claudia from the club already foreshadowed what Louis would do by biting the hand that feeds her, because she would literally be still on the couch with Jerome if she never started a business with Franklin. I don't care what anyone says. She had nothing going on for herself and she just saw an opportunity and she took. She went behind Franklin's back and cut a deal with Teddy and then tried to shorthand Franklin. She also tried to get rid of one of the OGs in the neighborhood who was the name of Kane, and thanks to Franklin she was captured. But to put it simply, if she just stayed in line and did what was told of her, she wouldn't be in this predicament in the first place. Now finally, Franklin's parents also was a big factor to Franklin's ending, as Sissy was trying to get Franklin out of business, which any sane parent would do, but when she finally accepted it, she kept trying to convince Franklin of ending this kingpin lifestyle. And she entrusted the KGB way too much, thinking everything would be okay, as if they weren't playing her and Franklin. Then his dad—
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I be watching the clips. I'm gonna watch the whole thing. I'm gonna order it from every episode, every season, bro. Because, bro, I be watching the clips on TikTok, bro, and it's an interesting show, bro, but I've not watched any full episode before, though.
Ran his mouth to the radio show and endangering the whole family and CIA when they agreed to leave the country. Teddy killed Alton, but I still think he's possibly alive because we didn't see a body, but that's a story for another day. But in conclusion, his whole family played a big part in the family business crashing down and burning. Sissy killing Teddy, also trying to beef with the CIA, Franklin going to war with Louis, everything that made the foundation of the business just collapsed. But that's my quick take of what happened, and if you enjoyed the video, let me know down in the comments of what you think led to the downfall.
Make sure y'all hit that like button and that subscribe button. That's the end of that video. Make sure y'all share this with a friend. I'm gone.